Let me touch on something with you. You said, your son was a Mason too.
Mm-hmm.
And you said the pain, your son wasn't, you had lost your son, basically.
Right.
With that pain, I mean, that was a different type of pain. I know, just like my man lost his son, man.
Right. Yeah, it for a long time, man. It had me in a mindset of where I wanted to go out and cause harm, bodily harm. You know what I'm saying, to the individuals that killed my son. But as time went on and I dealt with it, you know what I'm saying, I was in a real low state. You know what I'm saying. So I had to really pull myself together and think about it, because I have other individuals looking at me, my other grandkids, grandsons, my daughters, nieces, nephews. So I'm like, I can't go that route because it's going to devastate a lot of people. Mm-hmm. So luckily, with my wife and my mother and all them supporting me and everything, I just had to really dig deep and just, let it go. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I knew my son, what happened to my son was tragic and everything, but, at the end of the day, it's what it was, And then the individual that killed my son, he ended up getting killed like 2 years later.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's just what it is. But, for a long time, like I said, I was in a not a pleasant place, you know what I'm saying? And so I just finally started coming around, probably like in the last year or so, So
damn.
Yeah. So it's not easy losing a child, man. It is not easy. Okay. Mm-hmm. And the way me and my son was so tight knit, just like Greg and his son was so tight knit.
Absolutely.
It's really hard, man, because my son was the absolute mirror of me. I mean, I knew my son and everything, and he wanted to be exactly like his dad. He wanted to follow in the same. And I used to try to keep him away from every bit of that because I just knew what it was. But my son was every bit of me, man. I love that boy, his drive and his zeal for life. He was a people person. So when all these individuals came to his service, it was just overwhelming because it was people that I never met, me or my wife. It was like, man, your son touched me so hard. And he would do things. I mean, he would call people every day and check on them and help people out and all that good stuff. And I'm like, boy, what is you doing?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we used to stay in Alsip, okay? There's a lot of white kids out there and everything. And they would come up to me and was like, man, your son, I really miss your son, man, because he's talked to me every day and all this good. I'm like, huh? And I just didn't realize how influential he was, you know?
Right.
But he was only doing what he saw me do.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted to do the exact same thing. So, it's what it was, man. So when Greg told me about this podcast, I was like, man, I have to get on that show because me and him can relate.
Yep.
So when I went to his son's service, I told him, I said, bro, I already know exactly where you at. I told him, I said, anytime you need me, my phone is on 24 hours a day.
Yeah,
you can call me anytime. I don't care. And,
we chopped it up in your basement a couple times. I went over there right there. It happened.
So,
sat down and talked to me. I appreciated that.
Yeah,
man.
so other than that, man, I just, I tell parents now, stay on your children 24 hours a day, okay? I don't care if they 26, 28, call them, check on them, see what they're into, because these kids nowadays are into so many different things you have no clue about. So my daughter, 26, I call her every day. She be like, Daddy. She's like, you wearing my phone? I said, girl, I'm your daddy. I don't care. Right. You can be mad all you want, but you'll appreciate it later.
Right.
So
I like that, man.
See, my son do me the same way.
Cool,
he do me the same way, man.
But I mean, kids nowadays are into so much different things, man, and the drugs out here, they consuming. It's a different era, man. Yeah. So you really have to be on top of them. You got to hold on to them and everything because these streets is nothing to play with. Yeah. They nothing to play with. Yeah. They will take your kid in a minute and won't care nothing about it. So we as parents, we still have to be, I don't care if they, like I said, they out the house, got their own play. you still have to be on them, okay? Your job is still not done. So,
I love that, man. Thanks for sharing that, bro.
Yeah, so, you know,
Man.
like I said,
I'm speechless, man.
I call my kids every day. I call my grandkids every day. We got a group chat. There's like 17 of us in this group chat. We on that group chat every day. Every day. I'm in 2 different group chats. I'm on my grandkids group chat with my wife and them. Then I'm on the group chat with my mother and my cousins. Man, it's bananas.
With your family. Yeah.
Right, it's bananas. But it keeps us all tight-knit and everything.
Yeah.
So I'm on that's what I do every day. Yeah. And then after I do all that, then I call all my guys in the neighborhood. Everybody. I do that every day, bro. I check on all my guys in the neighborhood.
He got on me too, Putt.
All the time.
He called me. Man, you need to start calling me, Greg. I'm like, man, I apologize, man. I don't know what, but Runno will call me, man, once a month, once every 2 weeks or something. I'm getting a call. Just checking on you, man. What you doing?
Yeah,
you do that, man. I appreciate that too, bro.
We did all that when we was younger.
Yes.
Yeah.
So nothing should change. See what I'm saying? We did all that when we was young. Just because we got older, got more responsibility, that's fine. But at the end of the day, we still grew up in the same neighborhood. Yeah. We all still ran the same block, did all the same. So just to pick up the phone and say, hey, man, how you doing? What's the problem? You see what I'm saying? Yeah. What is the problem? Yeah. So I just, like I said, that's a routine that I got from my grandmother, because my grandmother would do that every Sunday night. Yeah. She had a book. Yeah. She would open up on Sunday nights, and she would call all her church members. And I just picked that up from my grandmother, and I've been still doing that to this day. Wow. To this day.
That's a good habit.
Salute, man.
Definitely. Definitely.
And that's pretty much it, man. So, you know, like I said, I love my neighborhood. I love all my guys I grew up with, because I don't look at them just as we grew up in there. A lot of these guys is like family to me. You know what I'm saying? I embrace them. I spend night at your house.
I know that. So when I seen you at my
at
brother's funeral,
he
was there at 9:00.
Yeah.
My mother had the repast and stuff that morning before the funeral. That joker was one of the first ones there. I looked up and seen him. I said, "Damn,
Look,
first one there, man." So you know, I know where he coming from, man.
I spend out of y'all house all the time.
Yep.
Down in the basement.
Yep. Sure did.
And then all of us, half us, was in the Boy Scouts back then. You see what I'm saying? My mother was the den mother. You see what I'm saying?
Was. Right there on 103rd.
Yeah,
right
at the church. So, you know, it's...
Hold on, which church y'all talking about?
Right down the corner.
Aberdeen, the little white church.
Yep, the white church.
Yep. There, man.
I was a Boy Scout up there, too.
Race our little soapbox cars up in there and everything. All that. Man, we was going
trips. Yeah, I actually forgot about that, bro.
Hey, Greg. I've been there, done there with all this, man. So I'm a thoroughbred with it, man. Like I said, we had the best time in that neighborhood back then, man. So
I love Wild. I love it.
Our neighborhood was definitely.
So when I represent, you know what I'm saying? Because my email address is TreyDJ103. See what I'm saying? That's where I'm from. You know, so like I said, I just love where we was at, man. I wouldn't change that for nothing in the world. I wouldn't change the experience for nothing in the world, man, because it made us who we are right now to this day. See what I'm saying? Grown, responsible men doing what we're supposed to do. Take care of our families, everything. You see what I'm saying? So, like I said, I love it. You know?
It's just like, man, you a bigger version of Hick, man.